All right, we are live. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Chronic Conversations. Tonight, I have a very, very special guest. He is too fast.
That's
He
right.
is too smooth.
That's right.
He is Joseph Francisco. Thanks for being on the show with me, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a blessing. It's an honor.
So you got some friends with some stuff coming up. Did you want to holler about that for a minute and tell people what's going on?
Yeah. Before we get into some of my news, man, just want to give a shout out and anybody who's watching right now, man. Tomorrow night over at Camp Jordan Arena, man, it's gonna be a wonderful show. Got a guy named Trey Billingsley, who's a Chattanooga local.
He fought on that last one, did good.
Fought on the last fight,
won by knockout.
And so, I'm pretty sure he's planning on doing the same thing tomorrow night. And we hope so. We're rooting him on. You got Roger the Hitman Hilly, who's also my baby brother, my little brother, who's 8-0 with 5 knockouts. A bad boy, up and coming. Trained out at Floyd Mayweather's gym for a lot of time. He's a bad boy. Okay. Then in the main event, you got that boy Marcus, All Business Rogers. And I'm just a phenomenal fighter, man. And I've had a chance to be with him since we was little kids. He's a brother of mine, and we're like brother brothers, man. And he's just going. I mean, he's all business, man. He's gonna do exactly what his name says.
He worked your corner at the last.
Yeah, he had worked my corner, man, and I'm usually in his corner too. But I got some stuff coming up, man, so I had to get back out of town and train. But he knows I'm there with him, and that's the reason why I wanted to say that before I get into anything, because they're my brothers, man, and I know that they're going to do their thing tomorrow. I'm rooting them on and looking forward to watching the show from the comforts of the house.
yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a great card. And on the same token, let me give a quick shout out to Coach K, Kevin Kennymore, and his wife Tracy, some awesome, amazing people who have provided me with some great opportunities. So shout out to them as well.
No doubt.
So many great people out there. It gives me hope for the world. People sometimes have a negative view, but especially here recently, I've met so many great people that are so highly motivated to make their communities better.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
And we were talking a little bit before the show about your tooth problem.
Yeah,
you want to tell? Go ahead and retell that for us. And
but a lot of people don't know, man. Like I got my goals in right now, and I don't really wear my goals all the time, man. But in my last fight, I had a retainer with a tooth on it, and the guy broke it. Hit me with an overhand right, man, and broke it off. And me and my coach, I come back to the corner. We don't know where the tooth is. We don't know what a tooth is. I pull a retainer out, but I don't know what a tooth is, right? So we look around, and then once they put the mouthpiece back in to send me out to the next round, I seen that the tooth was still stuck inside the mouthpiece. So when I go to swallow, I kind of swallow the tooth a little bit. So then I had to spit it out. And if you ask one of the judges was like, man, that was the best fight I ever been to. I've never had a tooth spit my way. Yeah. So I got another fight coming up real soon. Haven't been able to get to the dentist, man, but I will get that taken care of ASAP.
Get taken care of afterwards. When we was talking the other day too, you was talking about that next fight and how it's going to make you undeniable. And I was telling you that I'm surprised that you can get fights because so I fought amateur at around your weight class, and nobody was hitting like you then.
Word up.
Nobody had that kind of footwork.
Word up.
Like, you're on a whole different level. So how does somebody like you get fights? Because if I'm a fighter looking at your tape, I'm thinking that's a no win.
Look, the thing about it is, man, is I'm 8-2. I started my career at 1-0, and then I stopped training and I took 2 losses back to back, and both of those losses it was a second round TKO, basically out of shape, can't continue, just dead tired. So that right there, and
there were lessons.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Lessons, you know what I'm saying? And I stopped doing it. I needed to get some money. So it was at a point where I was wanting money. I would call people, hey, man, y'all got to fight for me. They would say, yeah, we got to fight for it. I would go get some money. I would lay down, and then boom, that would be it. And after I did it twice, I was like, man, I ain't doing this no more because one day I might want to come back and take this serious, you know? And if you take too many losses, then nobody's never going to take it. But the thing about it is, it still puts me at a place to where people will sleep on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is good for me. So
you're the underdog.
You know what I'm saying? Underdog. So they see that and they think, okay, boom. And then if you look at BoxRec, it also shows that I didn't have a long amateur career. And which a lot of people don't know, I had over almost 300 fights as an amateur.
Oh, wow.
2 national titles. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't know that. So I fought a lot. I fought a lot back in the day, man. My coach, my amateur coach, Andy Smith, which is also my brother Roger Hitman's Hilly coach now, which he coached me for a little bit, but things changed. I had to move on. But man, he fought us every weekend, and sometimes in those weekends you might fight 3 times that weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, man, I'm seasoned, man, and a lot of people don't know that. So it allows.
You can tell it shows.
You know what I'm saying? Those 2 losses allowed me to sneak up on people, man. Real talk.
Yeah. That's and I like to call them lessons just because you have a choice in that matter of what you decided to take the lesson. So that shows what kind of fighter you were meant to become from the beginning. And I had seen some of your training video Coach K had shown me before that fight.
Yeah.
So I knew dude was in trouble. Like I knew you was the real deal just watching the training. Where are you training out of right now? You said Texas, right?
I'm in Conroe, Texas, but we train in Huntsville, Texas. But we're always in. I'm like tomorrow. I'll go to Houston, Texas, to get some sparring in with a bunch of guys. It's just it's just hella work up here, man.
Yeah, I seen you putting in that work, bro.
And look here, man, and that's just in the gym, putting in the condition work, man. That's not even have to do with the guys that we go to spar with. Last week up here, I would spar twice a day. And each time I would have 3 looks at each time. So, you got a guy, you spar him first in the morning, you got 8 rounds, and you got 3 different guys coming in on you. So everybody's going to stay fresh. And then back in the afternoon, you got the same demonstration. You walk in the gym, and it's 100 dudes in there ready to go to work. So, I mean, you can't do nothing but get better.
Right. You got to keep pushing. And I noticed that through your videos, you pushing through because, look, it brought back so many memories. It was making me tired, bro.
I tell my coach all the time, man, I say, look, you kill me in the gym, man. Just resurrect me and get me to the fight.
Sweat more, bleed less, right?
You know what I'm saying?
So what are some of the differences that you're making for this training camp as opposed to your other one? Do you train specifically for your opponent, or you just have like a general game plan and
I really this time we're really focusing on a lot of strength. I want to be really strong into this fight. I'm going in 140.
You looking low.
Yeah, I'm going in 140 pounds, man. That's lighter than I was last time. But I'll be stronger though. You know what I'm saying? Definitely stronger. Because me and the guy meet at the same weight. That guy last week or 2 weekends ago, he was a little heavier than me. So,
yeah, he's a pretty big dude.
Pretty big old dude, man.
Yeah.
So this time, me and this guy be making the same weight. Be an even playing field as far as that. He's tall, he's 5'10", but if people check my background, man, I do better against tall fighters, man. So
you look at your footwork,
man. You know what I'm saying? In and out.
How they gonna touch you,
man? That's the game plan. You know what I'm saying? And this time, man, I want to bring a little bit something different to the table, man. For those who don't know, it's gonna be on FS1.
Yeah.
Fox
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah. So this is a chance for the world to see what I do, and hopefully after this, man, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, man, you got my heart beating like so fast. I'm so excited for that fight. So happy for you, man. You deserve it.
Hey, man. I mean, I got out the game, and then I came back in 2016, and it was off and on. It was off and on. I fought. I think I fought 3 fights, and then I had a son. And then when I had my son, I took another break, and I probably was out for another 2 years after that. And and it was just one of those situations where I was working a job, good job, working over at Lipsy Logistics, and those guys are very supportive of me. And it was just at the point to where you're working a desk job, no matter how much money you're making. If you know that's not what you're supposed to be doing, then you're not going to.
Feel like you're wasting your time, right?
Time, man, and the competitive nature of me, shoot, I might have started talking crazy to somebody at the job just because I'm ready to go do something different.
You're ready to go do something, yeah.
And so I just decided then, it was November of last year, and I said, look, man, I'm going back to boxing full time. I turned in my 2-week notice, and here I am 4 fights later.
Well, it's been I grew up loving boxing, and I've had a love-hate relationship with how things go in boxing sometimes, because I want the best guys to fight the bad guys, and sometimes that don't always happen.
It don't.
But I have a feeling like you're like that guy that wants to fight the best guys, and I think you're so far ahead of the game that's with you right now you know.
But this is the thing, man. I came out the amateurs, and if I'd have came out the amateurs in my class, I would have been the class of 2008. So,
Okay.
I was a 2008 Olympic hopeful. We was trying to make the 2008 Olympic team. Had some things come up within then. I went to one tournament called a stomach virus. Kind of got disqualified. Yeah. So the only way to make it back into the tournament, I would have had to drop down to 112 pounds.
Oh,
yeah, I boxed at 125 the whole time. My whole career, I was at 125 pounds in the amateurs. And then when I got sick in that tournament, the only way to get back in was to go to 112. I made 112.
Hearing you talk about what weight you are just makes sure, like, I don't think, like, I don't want to give away your power. I don't want to give away all your good things, you know, to the competitors. But damn, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, if people understand the physics of fighting, then they understand when you're throwing a punch that where the hips are, where the technique is, where the, like, everything you do, like, it's on point. Like, have you always been able to hit like that? Is that a natural thing, or is that something you had to train and learn how to do?
Man, I think I've always had the speed. The speed was natural, man. My amateur coach Andy, man, he really. If you ever see him work the pass, which I don't know if anybody check him out tomorrow, but man, he's a phenomenal pad worker. Works the pass like Roger Mayweather, and just and that carried on with me. And then as I turned pro, and I get with these other guys who can take my speed and not really slow it down, but just perfect me into where I'm using every punch that I have to count for something. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if I touch you with 1, 2, 3 up top, then when I come with that body shot down low, it's gonna crush you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really the only thing that I've really been adding to the game. Keeping my head moving, you know what I'm saying? Being a little bit more patient, because in the amateurs, you know, you might be fighting 1 to 2 minutes. In the pros, you're fighting 3 minutes, and I was going 8 rounds the other day.
Plus amateurs, you just got to throw. You get in there and you throw.
You got to get in there.
You got to throw.
You know, it's a finish line to it, man. You got to beat the guy to the finish line in the amateurs. You know, in the pros, it's a little bit more. They judge it differently. You know what I'm saying? It's not pity pat. It's hard punches, man. Yeah. Who's more aggressive? Who's doing this? Who's controlling the situation? So that's what I've switched up on my game, man. Just how I control the situation with my jab, how I control it with my footwork. You know. And when I want to engage in combat, and when I don't want to engage in combat. Because if I want to get out here and take me a break, I'm gonna put my footwork on you. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm ready to touch you, I'm gonna touch you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're so good defensively, offensively, and just the power. Because normally I've noticed people either have power or they may have precision, but rarely have I seen both. And you seem to have both, and I think that comes from. I notice even in pro fighters, a lot of them don't look at what they're hitting.
Word.
And you had eyes zoned in.
Yeah.
I seen that intensity and that focus, and you going to exactly where you was meant to be. Is that something that's natural, or is that something through training that you brought as well?
Man, I think it's a little bit of both, a little natural and a little training, man, because like when you got – man, I got a coach. My coach Ernest Johnson now, and the thing about it is, man.
Ernest.
Oh yeah, Ernest. Yeah, he's back.
Playing that food too.
Hey, oh my God. Look, hey, we get to that a little bit. Pause in the kitchen, man. But you think about it, like as you see the preparation that we had put in, as far as the video that he put up on Facebook, with the way he had me continuing to throw that body shot, and then when I get into the fight, boom, it's right there. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the way you set it up, because you can set up a punch off another punch. You know what I'm saying? So it's bunches. You train, man, and if you train for it, then it's gonna be there when you get there.
Right. Yeah. You definitely throw punches and bunches. You have some nice combinations, and they, like you said, they beautifully set up,
man, look,
what was to come. And even though I don't, honestly, even if he's seen it coming, I don't think he would have been able to stop it.
Man, it's just, hey, I'm just saying, man.
So fast. Everybody thinks they're fast, okay? Yeah. And I've been watching boxing and combat sports for a long time.
True.
So I'm pretty good at, even with fast people, zoning in on them punches. But sometimes you see some punches, and I saw him react. Yeah. And I was looking for the punch, like it was so fast.
Right. See, it's different things that makes you fast, though. It's about your feet and your hands sync at the same time. You know,
reaction time,
being able to feint at a guy. You know what I'm saying? and counter back off that. You know what I'm saying? Not and so and when you fighting, you're not necessarily using the punch, but you use that to set up another punch. You know what I'm saying? And which that makes you fast, man. Because if I get your hands up here thinking about I'm punching to your head, boom, I got me a nice little body shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you set the punch up, man.
You got them thinking about that body now, and they start to lower a little bit, protect it. Now you get that.
And as soon as they start thinking about that body, you know, and you would see that with me the other day, man. You would see me cracking with the body twice, and then as soon as I fight down to the body, now I'm coming back over the top because I'm
Mickey Ward, man. Them body head.
That's what I'm saying. You go body head a couple times, man, then you'll be able to paint something over the top.
yeah. His facial expression totally changed after a couple of them body shots.
Up, man.
Like I said, I was cringing for him. Like I was like, just go down, dude. It's like it's respectable at this point. Like you just,
man, look, he was so game. I never.
He was.
Up as many times as he did, man. Especially now when I cracked him with that last body shot that just set him down. And when he got up off that one, man, I was like, dang, how he get. But I told my coach in the corner, I said, man, ain't no way in the world he's gonna be able to continue after that one.
He's a big dude, like you said.
I said that body shot hurt him, man.
Yeah. That was I don't care. Look, people that have never had a liver shot, let me explain something. I don't care if you 12'10", you get the liver shot.
Man, look. Man, I seen somebody go down from a liver shot, man, in tip-top shape.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Come on, man. In tip-top shape, ready to go, can finish any bout. But, man, when that shot's placed in there perfectly, man, there's nothing that you can do about it.
No, and it doesn't take it. It's kind of like your balls. You don't have to kill it. You can just tap it a little bit. Just little.
And that's what the problem is about it, because a lot of people don't know that. So then when they see something like that, oh man, he weak. Like, nah, dog, that's a shot.
Right? Yeah.
Anybody, man.
I gotta watch fights with guys all the time that say some of the stupidest shit. Do you like? I know you're at a different level, so you know you're watching mostly with coaches and people like that. But do you still watch with like laymen's that perhaps say some really stupid things? Because I hear things like, "Why did he move?" or "Why did he block that?" or "Why did?"
I like to analyze a little bit of everything, so I check out everything and watch what a lot of people say, man. And I mean, it's just the same difference. It's like people hollering about how boring. You hear a lot of people say the Pacquiao fight and the Mayweather fight was boring. You know what I'm saying? But if you go back and watch it, it was a beautiful boxing match by Mayweather. You know what I'm saying?
People would say that about Pernell Wicker too, and I used to love his fights.
Man, I'm coming like people don't. What them say? They don't.
Understand the skill that it takes to not get hit.
They don't appreciate the sight, the way that he moved his head. You know what I'm saying? Like that's appreciation for, like, man, that is beautiful artwork to watch somebody sit there and do that. You know what I'm saying? Sit in the pocket, move their head like that, and get out the way, and still be in range to come back with a punch. That's science. That's a beautiful game of boxing, man.
Yes, that's to know, because there's so many things. Your reaction time, your speed from here to there, watch what he's going to do. How does he defend shots? People don't understand how much, like, they think in a fight you're just like throwing fists. Like, no, you are trying to figure out a big algebraic equation in your head, right? Yeah. That's what's called the sweet science. I mean, you're constantly
I mean,
so much thinking goes on.
That's the reason why you can take a guy who can run 30 miles and ring, and he's gonna get tired in 2 seconds, because ring, you're not just using your legs, you're using your brain, using your hands, you're using your feet. You know what I'm saying? It's everything about it, man. It's like, that's a lot of work, man, to be in there thinking, moving, and punching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people don't realize
work, man. It is
how. I was talking about the mind. They say it's 90-95% mental. What do you do? I've seen you in the gym. I've seen what you do for your body. What do you do for your mind to keep it strong?
As of right now, I just use a lot of things to motivate me. The things that I've been through, my son, knowing where I want to get in life, knowing what I don't want to go back to.
Right.
And then some of it's proving people wrong. I come home at 28 years old. So now I'm 32. So at a lot of guys, that would be people saying, "Oh, he's old for the sport." You know what I'm saying? Or they could think that to be the time where you get ready to decline. But I just want to keep proving that, like, man, I've been put up, so I'm getting.
Well, if you just started boxing a year ago, it's kind of late in the game. But to me, with all your amateurs and then all the lessons you've had along the way, like to me, you're just about to hit your prime.
Man, that's the way I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And moving around, and now that I'm moving around a lot more, seeing a lot of different people, working with a lot of different people, sparring with a lot of different people, man, you realize like, oh man, this is me. This is me. And that's what coming to Houston and being up here in Conroe with these guys did for me, man. Just put me in another level of it. You around a totally different competition. I mean, it's great being at home, training at home. I mean, I love that.
Of course.
See my son every day, see my wife every day. But man, get on that road, right? And you got to realize, like, I just left my house and to be away from my family for 1 to 2 to 3 months, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So I have to take this game serious, man, and don't take nothing for granted, because at the end of the day, if I get up here and I'm playing around, then what that means to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all that takes a part in what I go through, man. And that
you're not the only one sacrificing, right? Your kid sacrifices for you, your wife sacrifices for you, and I know, without my wife, I couldn't have this show like I have. So I know she's your backbone because mine's mine, right?
Look, man, a lot of people don't know how boxing is, man. You get back in the game with a guy with a let me see. I've had 3 fights since I've been back. So you take me back to 3 fights. That puts me at 5-2. I'm not really making a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then when you say I'm going full-time boxing, I have to tell my wife, like, hey, babe, I need you to back me on this. You believe in me, get with me, and I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? And for her to say, hey, look, I got you. Don't worry about it. Go train, handle your business. I got you. I'm going to take care of everything. And she does that, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why now that I'm in the position to be able to take care of things, I make sure I do that.
Yeah, and it's good to have people, because in this game especially, it's good to have somebody like that at the beginning, because then you don't have to worry about,
come on,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, man, hey, look, man, if they weren't there when you was broke, man, they don't need to be there when you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's like you have somebody with you can trust, because it's hard, as you get older, you realize that your circle can't be as big as it was, and that you can't trust everybody, and that, all your friends, so there's some snakes in there, some enemies and all this other stuff. So to have a wife and a good family and to, like your child and stuff like that, that's
the circle definitely gets smaller, man, as you go up. But it's, you just keep a good faith. Don't try to burn no bridges. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just keep moving, man. So and I'm blessed, man. I can't even lie.
Yeah, I look. And I've told everybody, I told you I'd had a little, my love-hate relationship with boxing, but I'm going to tell you, and this is 100, is that you brought my passion for boxing back.
Word up.
Like, I connected to you on more, like, back in the day, to be a fan of somebody, to really get into them, to really want to support them, I had to have some kind of emotional connection, like with a actor or anything, right?
True.
And watching them videos of you and then seeing you live in the ring, and first of all, watch him on FS1, but if you have a chance to see this man fight live, holy shit, I don't care what the fucking ticket price costs, buy that ticket. That memory is going to last a lifetime.
Word out.
Feeling like I can feel it right now. I'm getting goosebumps. Just
hey, look, I was telling, I was talking to KK, Coach K, and KK them the other day, man. 4611 promotion, man. Shout out to them. It was amazing what they was able to do. Just putting that show on inside the city. I hadn't fought in the city in so long. It gave everybody a chance to see what I did. You know what I'm saying? And like, a lot of people didn't know about me before then. And that was crazy, because like I had such a big amateur career, and then I had been gone for so long, because I went to Kentucky for probably about 6-7 years. So now, and then when I came back, a lot of people wasn't coming out to the show. So just to have that type of crowd show up, for a lot of people to see me, my boy Marcus, man, he tells me now, he's like, man, I was around selling tickets and people were still talking about your fight, man.
Yeah.
So
we talk about it just about every day still.
Word up, man. It was and to be able to come home and put on a good show for the people, man. And honestly, just to put that out there, man, this is the plan. I'm gonna go on FS1 on the 27th, and I'm gonna bust this dude up. You know what I'm saying? And then I got something lined up. I'm gonna head over to Mexico, and I'm gonna bust a dude up over there, and then I'm gonna bring something back to the city, man.
Going on a busting up tour.
I'm busting up tour.
Check it out.
Look, I like the way you said that. That's what I'm gonna call it. The busting up tour, man. I'm gonna bust them up, man. I'm gonna bring it back home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that. So the last beautiful piece of you, and you talked about it a little bit earlier, is your footwork.
Word up.
I don't think that's stressed enough in boxing, especially on the amateur level, the way it should be. It's so important to get your distance in and away from the person. So was that instilled to you through the amateurs, or did that start catching on more towards the pros?
Nah, it really got with me to the amateurs, man. My like I said, my amateur coach, man, he started me off with the footwork. I will say that my coach Ernest Johnson now, he a footwork specialist. So it was good to have a coach who already had you mastering on some footwork and then get with another coach who was also mastering on the footwork. So, and they didn't take away from each other. They just built my coach Ernest just built on what my coach Andy had already done. And I think you need footwork because it's a lot about the amateurs is mostly more. I mean, boxing anyway is about getting hit and not getting hit. But in the it's more up on the point system. You know what I'm saying? It's more pop, 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 get away from the guy. Pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? Having good footwork always makes you do better. And even in the pros, you know what I'm saying? Because like, man, somebody who stands flat-footed ain't gonna beat me. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And because when you get ready to punch, I ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the thing about it, man. And so having good footwork is always gonna be a part of my game. I've watched the greats do it, man. Watched Muhammad Ali do it. He did it for years. He did it his whole career and had the footwork in the game. Pernell Whitaker, we just talked about. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, the way he was just he was always able to just poop. You know what I'm saying? Poop.
Or even Mike Tyson, way cut them angles. You know.
Come on, man, you know what I'm saying? And the punch off the angles, man. So if you master the skill of moving, then you're gonna always do good. I think anybody going into boxing, amateurs, pro, should start from the ground up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you learn how to throw 1-2, but if you can't walk, how you gonna fight?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this is something that a lot of people don't know. Holyfield, he didn't have good footwork. You know what he did to get good footwork? He started dancing. Man.
That's when I tell people, I'm like, you got to watch him. It's like watching Fred Astaire. Like it's, and I know I dated myself, but that it was the Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. It's that same feeling watching it. Like just the footwork itself is fucking entertaining enough for me to come watch the fight.
Come on, man. Just
let alone the fight itself.
To watch somebody bounce around like that and float like a butterfly, man. That's beautiful, man. That's the beautiful science of the boxing game, man. So yeah. And a lot of people don't know that about Holyfield, man. He was one of my favorite boxers, man. And he wanted to learn how to move better, man. So he started dancing, man. And if you watch him, like when he fought Tyson and stuff, man, the way he bounced in and out and stuff like that, dipping up on them punches, man.
Yeah.
Started dancing, man, and got that rhythm up under him, man. When I teach people now, like if somebody asks me to teach them how to throw a little boxing, the first thing I do is get their feet right, man.
Yeah. And I'm sure most everybody's like, why don't I get to learn how to punch somebody first? But they don't know. It's like, just listen.
Yeah, get your feet right, man.
Get your feet right.
Up a lot to make them do, like, use your jump rope, man. And, a lot of people jump rope. Nah, man, your rope should be smooth, man.
Rhythm.
Yeah, rhythm. And if you learn how to master a rhythm in the jump rope, then you're going to take that same rhythm and have it in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So.
Tell you a little funny story. When I got into the Army and I went into Army boxing, my coach, Coach Rat, says he's trained by a white dude, wasn't he? I said, yeah. How'd you know? He goes, he said, don't worry about it. He goes, I'm gonna teach you how to fight death like a black dude. I was like, all right, hell yeah. And he did. The first day we worked on footwork. He put on some music.
True.
And we started doing footwork stuff.
That's crazy.
I'm thinking, all I've learned was the punches, the 1, 2, 3 and stuff. And I'm thinking, I have no clue. I'm so naive. I'm like, is this dude crazy or like, why are we doing these? Like, we was doing like these circle drills and changing directions and all this that I've never done and going up and under the string. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I ain't even thrown one punch yet on the first practice, but
man, it makes you so
you keep doing it. You keep doing it.
That's a hell of a word. Look, Coach K, man, he's over at Red Bank Gym, and he was running the class one day over there, and he stopped him from doing everything, turned the music on. He said, "Dance."
Yeah.
Yeah. So he told him dance, man, and just answer, man, because honestly, man, you catch some rhythm. Once you get your rhythm down, man, then footwork will come naturally.
You find punches are hitting where they didn't hit before, and I was like, you're like, okay, yeah.
Moving and you start going, so yeah, it's right.
Yeah, it is. So I would suggest, even take dance lessons. Like, it ain't gonna hurt, right?
To do anything, man, to get you in a good rhythm, man, I would do it. If you don't know how to dance, man, learn how to dance. Get you some dance lessons, man. Watch people, man. Master your jump rope to where you're not jumping with 2 feet. You're jumping on single feet. You know what I'm saying? That way you got that rhythm, man. That boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Boom. Bounce right there, take you a long way.
Yeah, it's just, and it's people exaggerate them. They don't realize sometimes how small those movements are.
No.
Is that something you realize right off, or because when I would watch it versus when I was learning, like when I started, I was really exaggerated, and then I learned it's just a little bit.
My coach now tells me, man, he was like, you don't want to move too much. You just want to get enough for them to brush your hair.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So brush my hair for me. So you know what I'm saying? That's 6 inches. Ha, 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 ha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And still in the pocket to be able to punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Too much over here, then I'm out of pocket. I ain't got.
And you're off balance too, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're right there, just enough for him to brush your hair, boom, you got right there. And you know what I'm saying? When they throw that body shot and that right hand comes right over the top, you got to be right there in the pocket to get it right back in the side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just enough for them to brush your hair, man. Let them brush your hair and get in
down that straight line, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So man, that's what he talks about. Your head being on a swivel, man.
Yeah, head being on a swivel. I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, you look like a bobblehead. Just do like this.
Yeah.
Go be a bobblehead.
I'm telling you, man. Look up and down. Look. That's funny, man.
I miss those drills and stuff. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I look at your practice, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that feeling of that. That's the mental fortitude, because people watching that aren't going to understand the exhaustion that comes with those kind of circuits. Yeah. Where you're working head to toe and things like that. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Jumping subjects just a little bit. You've talked about your wife and your son. How old is your son?
My son just turned 3. 25th of April. Yeah.
Does he understand or have any concept yet of what Daddy does? Or
he comes out, I work out in front of him as much as I can, and he's been at every fight since he's been born. He's been at every fight. So and I always try to bring him in the ring, man. I really want him to home in on it and get to it. I'm not gonna push boxing on him, but I'm just gonna always show him boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Show him your love for it.
And then try to have him love for it, and then one thing about it is me being good at it, I think will help him want to do it more. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to watch your dad go out there and get beat up, but another thing, watch your dad go out there and do his thing, man. And think like, oh man, I want to do that too. You know what I'm saying? So, and I see his excitement, man. When I'm at home working out and I'm throwing my punches, he coming there, throw his punches with me. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm hoping that that's something that he takes up when it's time. He's 3 now, so he's not all coordinated to get there, man. But as soon as he throw that stiff punch, man, it's gonna be on and popping.
Yeah. And so let's say he does follow in your path. Okay, he goes amateurs, he gets pretty good. What kind of advice are you going to give him? Because now he's coming up, kind of as they would say, in the shadow of Too Fast Joseph Francisco. What advice do you give him to make his own way?
The funny thing is, I thought about that, and I thought about that. What I thought about was say if he wasn't defined as Too Fast, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and then so right now I call him Too Fast Junior, but it's gonna become a time, man, to where I'm gonna let him know, like, look, man, you gonna have to create your own self, you know what I'm saying? And so maybe you might not be too fast, you might be a bomber, you know what I'm saying? You might be like your uncle, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Might be all business like your other uncle Marcus, you know what I'm saying? So so you might be an underdog like my other brother Avius. So it's just things like that I'm gonna just be able to talk to him about, man, and just let him know that, like, look, man, be your own person in this sport. Right. Because shoot, you might just be hitting hard, you know. Man, my son right now comes to my waist, man. You know, my wife's taller than me. So he's gonna be bigger than me, man. So who knows? He might just be a heavy hitting dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you look it. Like if I can't imagine you as a heavyweight, like
look,
you
man.
get so hard. Look, and I tell people, see, people are gonna think I'm putting on because I'm on the screen with you. But they don't understand, this is the same kind of shit I'm saying when I ain't talking to you, and it was just me and my wife sitting here.
Word up.
It's like the power, and I'll go back to that. It's like watching a donkey kick. I mean it when I say you hit like somebody 20 pounds heavier than you.
But that's just what we've been working on, man. You hear a lot of people say that I wouldn't hit like that 3-4 fights ago. You know? And so just
developed.
Yeah, being here with my coaches now, man, and being able to been able to sit down, and that's what it's all about. Like having the footwork, you see how I use the footwork, man. I use that as like, look, this is me doing what I want to do, setting up what I want to do, not letting you be able to control the fight. But when it's time for me to sit down and touch you, man, I'm gonna sit down and touch you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's not really much they can do about it because as I was talking about just a minute ago, is the precision. You'll come here and say hello. Come here. Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you right back. Everybody, this is my grandson, Cade.
Okay.
That's Joseph Francisco. He a boxer.
Say hi.
Say hi.
No, that's not. He said baseball.
Baseball? No, he's a boxer, but you want to go say hi, people?
Easy, man. Looks big.
Yeah, look. Let me.
He's 33 pounds and
33 pounds.
How old is he?
He's two, just a little over 2. Yeah, just turned 2. Say bye-bye.
Like he's about as big as my son, man. That's wild.
Turn around.
Can you? Oh, hang on.
Say bye-bye.
Hey. Word up, man. He looks like your wife.
Yeah, he done been on it. He looks so much like his daddy. Like he looked like daddy pooped him right out.
Word up. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be a future boxing fan. Man. Right there is gonna be a fan. He'll probably be a fan of your son. See?
Yeah. Hey, look, and I'm just hoping that he takes it up, man. But one of those things about me, man, is that I think about the things that I didn't do when I was young, right? So I never played like multiple sports. I stuck to boxing most of the time. I played football 1 year, and but I stuck to boxing mostly. So with my son, I'm just gonna be open to him doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Because
let him follow his own path.
Been an amazing shortstop, but I never played baseball, so you know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, true. Yeah. You never know what you'll be good at.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna make sure that he tries everything at least, and then if he says, "Hey, Dad, I'm boxing," then we're gonna do what it do.
Well, also, if people don't know, I got the honor and privilege of doing commentary for your fight. It's the very first time I did it.
Man, you know what? I didn't even know you was doing that night, man. I was like, man, we're supposed to do an interview right after the fight, man.
Yeah.
Man, you and your wife had so much energy, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was her very first pro fight, and it's funny because before that I'd watch boxing and MMA all the time, and she's like, I just don't understand why people want to hurt each other and blah blah blah. Look, that night, did you hear her? I hope she didn't distract me, man. I apologize if she did.
She was ready, man.
She was ready.
Look, she loved every bit of it, man. You know what I'm saying?
She did. And she hated that dude. Oh my gosh, she wanted you to kill him.
Man, look, I know it helped her out, man, watching somebody who was able to move and not get hit so much. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm moving for the guy who's making a miss.
Look, he was doing, I forget what he did, stuck his tongue out or something, and she was like, kill him!
Hey, I appreciated him for that, man, because he had already been down a couple times, and man,
of course,
man, I still got fight in me, man. I really appreciated him in that, man. I did.
He made it. He was entertaining to watch as well, even in the loss, and not shabby at all. I mean, a great fighter in his own right.
Man, look here,
that was a challenge for you.
My coach kept telling me too, and I was like, "Look, coach," I said, "I can hear the wind over top of my head when he comes with those punches, man. I'm telling you." He was throwing them from back from where he came from.
You see, I watched the weigh-ins and I watched the face-off, and I was like, that dude big.
And big.
Like, I wonder if one of these was like one of my fights I showed up to was like, well, we know you showed up at 147. This dude's 165. Is that okay?
And look here, man. That's about what that situation was, man. I was in there like 147, 146, and he was 155. So yeah, I knew he was gonna be game.
Yeah.
And that actually made us fight in 10-ounce gloves instead of 8-ounce gloves.
Okay, because of his higher weight. I got you.
I don't know. So I don't know if it helped me more or helped him more, man. But I think it helped him more, man, because I was cracking him. And if I'd have been cracking him at 8 ounces, man, it might have been over a little bit sooner, man.
Yeah. Look, if he had been either your size or you had 8-ounce gloves, it'd have been over in the first.
Man, gone.
Yeah.
Gone, man.
Yeah.
I never got up from that first overhand right with the hook.
even just a couple of the regular shots, like you could see thinking about, like, do I really be doing this shit?
Yeah, man. And you had some dudes, man, that was on the podcast, man.
Uh-huh.
Crack that dude. They was, did you see that shit? I was like, who those dudes, man? I was so crunk watching those dudes go crazy, man. Shout out to those dudes if they looking at.
Okay, so that is let me tell you who that is. That's Talon Worley and Chip Brown. I was about to say Hazard, he was a pro wrestler. That's pro wrestler name. Chip Brown, and they're from Movement Radio. They also have a podcast.
Oh, word up.
And Chip has actually been a mentor to me and helping me learn and get started and figuring out how to do this. So definitely, I love those guys, and that's
man,
awesome.
The energy that they was bringing, man, was crazy, man. I cracked that dude. The next day, they was on your back. Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't look.
It was nice, man. It was nice.
So what? You have any tricks up your sleeve for this upcoming fight? You ain't got to tell us what they are. I'm just curious.
Man, look here.
We'll talk after we go off air.
This is the thing about it. Yeah. Hey, look, I have been waiting on this moment, man. When I came back, I told me and my homeboy Marcus, my brother, we were talking about it, man, and we were telling myself, man, you about 3-4 fights away from getting a look. Keep winning. You about 3-4 fights away from getting a look. When I came back in November, I took a fight on the B side with a guy that was 10-1 at the time. Mm-hmm. They called me out. They were paying me, and so I was on the B side, expected to lose.
Of course.
Somebody's sleeping on me. I'm 5-2. He's 10-1. So and then I had, I got two stoppages on my record where the guy, I got 2 TKOs. I've been TKO'd twice. So that, like I said, that makes me look like an underdog. And so they slept on me, man. And to go in there and get a win against that guy, unanimous decision, really put me ahead of the game. Then I shot over to Mexico against a game opponent, man, and beat him unanimous decision. Then I just came back and did it again, man. So now I got the call against a guy who was 11-2, who got 10 knockouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's 11-2 with 10 knockouts. So the 3 people's been in the distance with him. And it's on FS1, man. So just being able to get a call like that, and be able to go and showcase my skills against the world. And they still probably looking at me as an underdog, man, but I don't. I've got this guy. I've looked through this guy's whole resume and don't see nothing he has for me. So yeah, so I'm just gonna bring my game plan to the table, man. It's gonna be a little bit more different because I'm gonna be powerful.
Yeah, I don't think people aren't going to understand what's coming at him, though. He's going to be like that other dude. He expecting what he's seen in the past.
Man, look.
And like I said, you on a different level. Like, I don't think he's had a look like that before.
He had a look like that, man. I know my last fight went up, but not a lot of people can find that last fight, though. The one where you did.
Yeah, I wish, they had the commissioner or whatever made him put those lights up there because they said it wasn't going to be bright enough.
Oh, yeah.
So I think...
That's good, though, man. The thing about it is, it's like you don't want, until I get to a certain point, you don't want a lot of film out on you.
Yeah.
Those guys go to looking for you. I want you to look back and see those fights where I got tired, or fights where, I'm saying, that's what I want you to look at. And that's what I want you to see, man, because I want you to think that's what you got coming for you. And then when you get in there, I want to surprise you because it's a whole different game for me right now, man. And I got a lot on my back. As far as things that I want to prove, places that I want to go, things I want to be able to do for my son, be able to set him up in a different place, man. And all that is momentum, man. And I'm taking it into that fight, and I'm gonna hurt this guy.
Yeah, I mean, your confidence definitely got to be at all-time high right now. Has it always been that way, even through like the 5-2, or has that just been recently?
I think people tell you that I've always been that type of guy, man. Y'all didn't get to see me, like y'all didn't get to see the weigh-ins, and y'all didn't get to see me back in the room, back in the back, man. But I rhyme. I'm always got something smooth to say. You know what I'm saying? I like to do my Ali type stuff, man. I always got good energy, man. I've always felt like that dude. Like I said, I've had 2 and some fights in the amateurs, man. My class was a 2008 class, which is people from the likes of Adrian Broner, Rasheed Warren, Mikey Garcia. Let me see. All those guys, like, and I fought Mikey Garcia in the amateurs. I fought the guy who headbutted Mayweather. What's the guy that headbutted Mayweather? Then Mayweather knocked him out.
Name. I know who you're talking about, but I can't. Because he was doing pretty good, and then he headbutted him, and then Mayweather was like, "No, fuck that." And then
So and then which man, after the headbutt, I don't blame Mayweather for getting him out.
No.
You're doing dirty stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get you out of here. But it's things like that, like those guys. I came out that class. I would have been out that class with those guys if I hadn't took the time off that I took after the amateurs. Like I said, when I dropped down to 112 in that weight class, I was at 125 and I went all the way down to 112 to make it back into the tournament because the tournament was in Chattanooga. And I'm talking about walking around looking like I was on drugs. I
bet.
Weight sunk in, man. Like you talking about making 112 pounds in 2 weeks, man. But it was nothing that was gonna stop me from getting in that tournament. That just showed a little bit of my dedication. I don't care.
More your mentality too.
You know what I'm saying?
Tough.
Don't stop me from fighting my hometown. In my hometown, in a national tournament, I was gonna do it. So I made the weight, and I will say that I didn't win the tournament because of fatigue. I made it all the way to the finals. So you make it all the way to the finals, and I'm just fatigued. When I fought a guy named Aaron Alafa, man, who was like #1 in the world at the time, in that weight class, and it was like I can see his punch coming. I know it's coming, but I just couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? So and I actually made a spot for the Olympic team or Olympic trials at 112, but it was at a point that we're like, man, I'm not making that weight no more. You know what I'm saying? So so that prompted me to take some time off of boxing after it was over with. That prompted me to go do other things that got me in some trouble. You know what I'm saying? But but it's that right there in itself, and that knowledge of me knowing like I was already supposed to be there.
Right.
So this is me coming back. You know what I'm saying? And this is me like I took 5 years.
Because that past Joseph don't even exist. This is this Joseph now.
Man. It don't even exist. 5 years off. You know what I'm saying? I took all that time off. End up doing some 5 years in federal penitentiary, man. And here I am back and about to be ahead of some guys that was already on the ground moving in front of me. So it's I don't even say it's catching up. I'm just back where I'm supposed to be.
It just meant to be. Yeah, you just stepping back in line. You just got your place back. Yeah,
place back, man. So
how does that feel? Is it surreal to like?
Man,
when you were going through those trials and tribulations, did you see a better day coming? Like, how did you push through those times? How did you get through them? Because a lot of people may be going through those times right now.
Man, I would just say it's all about the support system that you have. Coming home, I still had everybody that I had in the amateurs, as far as my coach Andy, my brother Roger, my mom and dad, Paul and Joe Smith, which I don't know if a lot of people know, but they run a program called YCAP in Chattanooga. Still had a lot of them with me. Still had my brother with me, my brother Marcus, DeMarcus Rogers, Avis Griffin. And so, just people like that, man, always on your side. And then I also had the knowledge of knowing, like, I had a lot of other brothers that, like Marcus Rogers and Avis Griffin, they got into some trouble also. And I always had the thought on my head that I was the older brother. I had won 2 national titles. I was supposed to be on the 2008 Olympic team. And if I had did what I was supposed to do first, I could have made a way for those guys. So that's always been motivation to me, man, to come back and still make a way for maybe not those guys because they're coming up with me right now. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be on they're gonna be on good levels and have good things going on themselves. But if we're able to come back, man, and to make a place to work, because Chattanooga has phenomenal athletes, man.
Yeah, they do.
Look, man, over there.
People sleep on Chattanooga, but they've always had some good fighters.
Football, basketball, and fighting, man. People don't know how good the fighters are. Like, just to put this out here, Andy Smith, YCAP boxing, probably 30 national champions. 30 national champions, man. So you mean to tell me out of 30 national champions, we don't have nobody who's went on to win a world title? You know what I'm saying? Because that's just because after the amateurs, man, it's just not a gateway for people to make it to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Is boxing like a lot of other things to where it's not just what you know and how good you are, but who you know as well?
It's exactly who you know as well, man. And creating relationships with people, moving around. And then the thing about it is if somebody goes on and do it first, then it creates something for everybody else. So, take other situations like I talk about Adrian Broner. I brought up Adrian Broner, shout out to him. But that's in Cincinnati, Ohio. And when he went on and started winning world titles, he was able to come back and bring that same type of looks to everybody else in his camp. So you know, just bring attention to it. If I go on right now, boom, I'm gonna go on FS1 and I'm gonna knock this dude out. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much more attention that's gonna bring to the boxing world in Chattanooga?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We have another guy named Ryan Martin who did it, and he brought some attention, man, but not a lot. And I know he's ready to do his next thing. I don't know what he has coming up, but I know he's ready to do his next thing, man. But it's about somebody going on and doing it, and then being able to bring it back to the city, man. So you know, and that's how you do it.
That shows what kind of let's move even aside for how great a boxer you are, and I want to cover a couple different things real quick. One of them is on top of all that, you're super charismatic.
Word up.
So that's going to make you twice as entertaining as it is because you got that charisma going.
Thank you.
But you're also a good dude. You got a good heart, and I believe that's the same heart you had, regardless of what situation you were in at the time. It just had to bloom, okay? Because you affect, you know, like I said, you affect not just those people, but indirectly you affected me. I got to do my first show. I got to meet Kevin. I got to meet you, and
I'm getting a charger for my phone.
No, go ahead, man.
Yeah, keep talking.
And so you get to affect not just the people closest around you, but there's kind of like this wave, like you kind of like threw a pebble, you know, in the water, and the waves are rippling out.
Man, I'm telling you.
So when I say you need to be a fan of Too Fast, I'm not just saying it because he's a good boxer. I'm saying it because he's also a good dude, and beyond your skill, like I said, you're very charismatic. Is that something like when you was in school? Was you like the class clown, or was you always in school? Or
I would say the class clown, man. I went to Lookout Valley, man, and it was different for me because I got a lot of love when I went over there for boxing. They actually would paint. They actually painted a mural of me at the school because every time I would go win a national championship, I would come back. It would be in the summertime when I won the nationals. And I would come back the next year, and they would throw me a pep rally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so you know, that gave me a chance to be in the light a little bit early, which is always good, man. Because if you get in the light late, then it can sometimes bother you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know, You get used to the hype. You know what I'm saying? So if you get used to some of the hype early, then it don't bother you as much when you get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, I'm used to the big lights. I'm ready for this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so it's gonna.
Well, how do you stay, like, you're also a very humble gentleman? So how, with you starting to explode right now, is it still the people around you that kind of keep you in check, or?
Man, it's still the people around me, and just knowing that the job ain't done. You know what I'm saying? If you get content with what you got going on, then you know what I'm saying, okay. If I was content with getting the car to make it on FS1, then I've already lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm not content with it. The job ain't done, so I get the win. You know what I'm saying? The job ain't done, so I get on there and I execute and get that done. So until that happens, it's just what it is. We're just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It won't be talked about no more if I don't go in there and do my thing. So that's what keeps me going, man. Just knowing that you not only got to talk about it, you got to go do it. And so I'm gonna do it, man. And then on the flip side, man, like I said, I do have that on my back as far as wanting to be able to create something better for the guys that's coming up behind me. You know, it's a lot of phenomenal athletes in Chattanooga. Like I said, amateurs and some guys in the guys pro. You're seeing a lot of them now. But even those amateur guys, we got another guy named his name TJ. His name's TJ. We call him TJ, and he's the number two. He's the number 2 in the world in the amateurs right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so even with him, man, if I'm able to go on and do something great, man, and then once he turns pro, I'm able to have a gateway for him, which I think he ain't gonna need.
You're that person that you need to know.
I don't think he's gonna need nobody, because I honestly think the dude is gonna make the Olympic team. You know what I'm saying? He's probably gonna be the first person in Chattanooga to make the Olympic team and probably win the medal, man. But like I said, even if he didn't, though, just to be able to have a gateway for him to step out of the amateurs into the pros, and and for it to be a smooth transition, man, because that's one of the hardest transitions ever, to go from the amateurs to the pros, man, because to protect yourself, you have to have backing. You have to have people that's willing to go out and get you fights and pay for you fights, man.
But know the game.
Yeah, because even though you might be on a skill level to fight somebody who's world class, you don't need to take that fight sometimes at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? You need to work your way up. Probably fight you a couple guys who, you know what I'm saying, that you know you're going to beat and give you some tune up, you know what I'm saying, and step your way up, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to do that on the right way, it will create a perfect fighter, man. You go back and look at any fighter who came up the right way. They all fought guys who were 0-1, 0-10 when they first started, maybe 5-5. You know what I'm saying? And it just keeps stepping up. Then you might fight a guy who's 11-12. You know what I'm saying? Or then you might fight a guy who's 10-5. You know what I'm saying? You still might be undefeated, but each time you're stepping up to another game opponent until you get to a place to where, okay, now it's time for you to step out and fight another guy. Yeah. But you're not able to do that if you don't have the resources. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're at a point to where you're like, hey, I need to make some money. So, you know, you got to take a fight on the other side, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes those fights on the other side can mess you up.
Well, sometimes those are learning fights, right? Like they work for you.
You take a fight on the other side on a different promotion. So, you know, the game's dirty, man. So you take a fight on the other side on a promotion to where they're going to rig it and everything. And if you go the distance with this guy, even though you might have beat him on the scorecard, you're not going to get that fight. So those are things that could mess you up, and just having the right backing and the right people behind you and the right resources and the right people with you that'll help you get to the top, man. And I've been lucky since I came home from jail and got back in the game and turned my life around, man. I've been blessed to continually be around good people. So yeah. I'm in a good place, man.
That's you know, when I just it's weird. It's when you start loving yourself, isn't it?
Word up, man. Hey, word up. Look. That's a big thing right there, man. Because you know, that's what they say. Bet on yourself, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was working at a job, man. Lip City Logistics, man. I was making $40,000 on paper, which is good for a guy. And then we'd also get a bonus, which would put me up to about $60,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And that's I hadn't even been there a year. So if you put me working there 2-3 years, I may be making $100,000 at that job. You know what I'm saying? But it's just different when you say, hey, I'm gonna bet on myself. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know where I'm supposed to be at. I'm a boxer. This is what makes me happy, man. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I can get that same amount of bread in this game if I just bet on myself, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to know your own worth, right?
Come on, man. That's what happens. So, you know, and that's where I'm at with it right now, man. And, you know, I'm just betting on myself, man. My brother Marcus, man, he tells me all the time, man, hey, look, man, you need to get back in the game, man. You need to bet on yourself, man. He's like,
well, thank you for telling him that, Marcus, for real.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
Yeah,
because for sure. I told him the same thing, man. He took some time. I had to tell, like, we had to push each other, man. Like, hey, this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Well, people believe in you when you don't even believe in yourself, right? Those are the people propelling you forward.
Come on, man. And that's love, man. To have people believe in you and don't believe in yourself, man, just makes it even more better when you do start believing in yourself, man. Just to touch on that, man. Even my coach Ernest, right? We have a lot of fights that come our way, and he might tell me, not yet. And, you know, I'm always ready to go with any one of them because I think I can beat anybody. So I'm always like, coach, what's up? Let's go. And he's always like, not yet. And when this fight actually came about, man, he jumped on it so fast. It gave me so much more confidence. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm always ready to go. But when he showed me how much confidence he had, it just boosted me up 10 times more, man. So yeah. It's on.
Well, that's good. That means you got somebody that wasn't blowing smoke up your ass.
He wasn't. Look, and that's the thing about him, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he said, "I'm your friend, but I'm your coach first, man." And he's like, "I'm not gonna tell Joe what he wants to hear. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell Joe what he needs to hear. What's right for him, man." And like I said, we've had a lot of things come up, a lot of fights come up before this one that I probably could have took. You know, still could have won. You know, I think I could have won. Cool. But you know, when he tells me like
I can't argue.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When he tells me not yet, and then when he finally says this shit right here, then that's what lets me know that I've got to a place where he says, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, that's greatness, man. I'm so glad you have people like that in your life because without those people, I know, you know, you might not ever hit that. Before we wrap up the show, tell everybody if they want to start following you as a fan, where can they follow you on Facebook, Instagram, what all social media are you on?
Joseph Francisco on Instagram. You can follow me on Too Fast Senior. Type in Joseph Francisco, it should come up. That's pretty much both I have right there. Turn your TVs on June 27th.
June
I'll be
27th.
fighting on FS1 Fox Sports Nation against a guy named B. Sean Owens. He's 11-2. He's signed by PBC.
Okay.
So he's one of their fighters. And I'll be going there, man. And he ain't ready. He ain't ready, man.
Let me just say, he ain't ready.
He ain't ready, man. And, he think he is, but he ain't ready, man. So I'm really excited about it. I ain't been this excited about a fight in so long. My nerves is up, and I'm putting the work in. I'm trying to, like I said, I just fought 2 weeks ago, man. I got right back.
Yeah.
I got right back in camp. No time. I spent a couple days.
Ken said, "Yeah, you did."
So it's like, look, I was already gone from the house for like a month and some change. I come home, my wife is expecting me to step like, baby, I got a call, I gotta go. And,
what did she think about it? Is she excited or?
I actually drove back down to Texas this time. She drove down with me and she flew back. And this how much game she is, man. She flew back and that was her first flight ever.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the fly back. So it's just like for somebody to be like, look, I hear your wife like, whoa.
Yeah.
Somebody to be like, hey, I'm gonna drive down with you, and then you can fly me back, and that's her first flight ever. That's just let you know.
She did by herself, yeah.
A lot of people won't even do that by themselves. And then my birthday's next week, man. So she's just gonna come down again, give me some good vibes while I'm in camp, and man, and we're gonna go handle business on the 27th, man, and put on for Chattanooga, Tennessee, and everybody who's with me, man.
Well, first, happy birthday. Second, man, look, thank you so much for coming on this show and being such a great guy and talking to me.
Man, come on, man. Appreciate you, man.
I know you're tired. I know I've seen your workout.
I'm good, man. I'm going here and rest, man. I got some sparring to do tomorrow, man. But I'm gonna go rest, man. Eat some more of this food Coach cooked up. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that food too.
Oh yeah. You want to talk on that? Look, she see that food. Yeah.
Hey, look.
We like to eat. Look. Tell me about it.
Yeah, man, it was perfect. Before I go one more time, man, I wanted to say if you're watching this, man, you're looking forward to seeing some good boxing, go out tomorrow night, Camp Jordan Arena. I think maybe 7:00 tomorrow night. I don't know. Roger the Hitman Hilly, 8-0, DeMarcus All Business Rogers, Trey Billingsley, man. Marcus Rogers is the main event. Gonna be a great card, gonna be a great show. Don't miss it, man. If you like what you're seeing from me, if you was at my fight, or if you like boxing in general, man, just be there because it's gonna be some great boxing, man. That's Southpaw Promotions. Them guys always put on a good and great show, man. Again, shout out to 4611 Promotions for having me.
4611. Coach K. Tracy.
Man, shout out to you.
Much love. Oh, thank you.
For the show, man. I just appreciate everybody who's been showing the love, man. And I promise you, on June 27th, I'm gonna put on for Chattanooga.
Man, I know you're gonna make us proud, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna wrap this up, but then stay with me and I'll holler at you for just a minute afterwards, okay?
Let's go.
Sean Thompson, Movement Radio. I see y'all on there. So hello, guys. Okay. I don't pay much attention to the little live feed thing.
My man Tom. Sean.
We definitely shouted y'all out during. So hello, Sean and Movement Radio.
Oh, look, I got one more shout out, man, because
go ahead.
This guy came through for me in a major way, man. And if you're not in tune with him, you know Gunner, don't you?
Yeah.
Chat with Gunner, man. That's my dog, man. Actually, one of my first sponsors for the fight coming up, man. He's gonna be on my trunks, man. Those guys reached out to me, and we're doing some big things together, man. So I just want to shout out to him, man. Chat with Gunner, man. And look, and he's just like you, man. And I want to touch on it real quick. Anybody who's a gateway for athletes coming out of Chattanooga, I want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's beautiful, man.
And you're so easy to work with. You're so friendly. You're so kind, man. Thank you for all your hard work and helping us forget about our problems a little bit while we get to watch you throw some bones, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank everybody that watched. Let me tell you right quick, Joseph. I tell all my guests this, that time is the most precious gift you can give. So thank you for giving us a gift of your time.
Word up, man.
Yeah, just start doing this here. But
since I got here,
yeah, I think you jinxed it.
What's that?
No, I'm gonna let you say. Stop. There was a little bit of feedback. She goes, "What's that feedback from?" I said, "Oh no, it just started when you got in here." She goes, "It just started when I got here." I said, "Yeah." No, it's just. I'll tell you about it in a second, but yeah, we wrap it up now. So we'll say goodbye, and then I definitely want to have you on the show again after you beat up that dude, and we'll talk about that next dude you're gonna beat up. Okay?
Let's go.
Baby, you want to say goodbye?
See you, babe.
Bye-bye, Jennifer. See you.
Y'all so much for tuning in again. I had a great time, and like I said, go see this man live. If you think I'm hyping him up, call me on my shit. Go see him live. Good stuff. Thanks, everybody.